Hey guys and girls, Ken and Gina here.
And welcome to Portugal Farm Life.
This week we have a slightly different episode for you. I was waiting for our olive harvest to happen and it's actually Saturday today. This video now that you're watching is coming out the very next day. So we aren't going to be doing an olive harvest video because we just don't have enough time. I'm not sure exactly what's happening. I'm not sure if we're even doing an olive harvest this year. But we'll soon find out. I did speak to our neighbor Joaquin. I spoke to his son and I think his son said that there were no olives this year, or we weren't going to be harvesting. But that's actually not too much of a problem for us because we do have a lot of olive oil left over from other years. So yeah, so unfortunately that hasn't happened. So what we want to do on this episode is we want to give you like a little bit of an update, tell you what we've been up to this week, what's been going on.
Or what we've not been up to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like Monday, Tuesday this week I wasn't feeling very well. Obviously I went to work, which is like leaving the front door and walking to the spare room, but still did my work, just feeling a bit low and blue. I don't know if it's the weather change. Yeah,
and then I started feeling a little bit blue from yesterday, so like Friday and today actually in about an hour I've got to go and do a property video. I'm going to be shooting a nice off-grid property. It's for a private client, so it's probably not going to see the light of day on YouTube, but yeah, if it does, I'm sure it'll be a cool place to look at. But the main reason why we're doing all these property videos at the moment is because we are saving up to renovate our barn. We've got this barn, it's quite a big area, and we can turn it into a nice little self-contained flat, but that's going to take a lot of money, probably like 20 grand or something ridiculous. So we don't have that kind of money. I'm saving up at the moment by doing these property videos so that we can start to do the basics.
Yeah, in the short term we just want to do a new floor.
Well, yeah, a floor and the ceiling.
Yeah, but yeah, the floors first, but then we're heading into winter, and the thing is we've got 3 giant dogs. It's like having 3 horses in the house.
Yeah, especially with Eddie now. I mean, he's huge, and the amount of dust and dirt everywhere is just,
and they're coming
it's tripled.
Yeah, and during the wet weather they're obviously coming in and they're wet and smelly and like just it's getting everywhere, so we just want a bit of a bigger space. Yeah. So during the day we've got somewhere to hang out with the dogs so they can dry off before they take like all the wet into the main house. Yeah,
but it's also going to be like another area where we can hang out, because at the moment we've got like you know, we've got like a living room that's a kitchen that's got our sofas in, and we watch TV, and it's actually a small space. It's probably only like 15-20 square meters, and that's our only living room, so you know,
which is great in the summer, not so great in the winter.
Yeah, when you got 3 wet dogs covered in mud, 2 big Maine Coon cats covered in mud, everyone's like
2 humans covered in mud.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just really difficult to live like that. So if we can create like another space where we can live inside as well, that takes it away from our main house, it's going to be good. So for the short term we're going to do this, we're going to do the floor. We've got a friend who's going to be helping us with that. But he's going to be doing it properly. It's going to be insulated, it's going to have rebar inside, it's going to be a proper job. And then after that we're going to save up to get the roof done or the ceiling done. And then after that we're going to save up to get rid of the big metal sliding door and to actually get ourselves some glass sort of folding doors or sliding doors or something like that.
And don't worry, we're not going to be doing it because we haven't got the skills.
Yeah, I mean, we aren't going to turn into a building channel, so don't worry about that.
So that's why we need to save up, because we obviously need to pay skilled people to do the work for us. Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure you guys are, you know, your feeds are full of people building stuff in Portugal. Don't worry, that's not what we're going to start doing. I mean, I will document a little bit of it, but you know, that's not what we're all about. So.
But in sorting the room out to get it ready for the floor, because obviously we need to clear it out, we found out that we've got a bit of a massive rat problem.
A bit of a massive, yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge rat problem.
Yeah, we've got all the stuff in storage for the last 3 years, and it's just all been eaten. We've like our inflatable kayak, a whole bunch of electronic stuff, and yeah, the smell is horrendous, and we've got tons of them.
So we've been working out the best way to get rid of them, because ideally we wouldn't want to kill them, but it's very difficult. We can't put poison down because of the animals that we already have.
Well, our cats catch at least 1 rat a day.
Yeah.
Our dogs catch about 1 or 2 rats a week, but we've probably got hundreds of rats. Yeah, we've probably got about between 50 and 150 rats. So we really need to do something quite drastic.
Yeah. So we got some traps yesterday, which are going to kill them outright. We didn't want to get those sticky traps because that seems really inhumane.
Yeah.
So we've got some other traps, but they don't seem to have worked very well.
It looks like we've actually just wounded a rat because there's blood and the trap went off, and I think that rat must have been making a hell of a lot of noise. I feel really bad for it because it must have just caught it on the end of its nose or something. And
but last night that meant that the dogs were being quite noisy, particularly Masak.
Quite noisy. They were barking and squeaking and going crazy.
Masak was very squeaky last night, which is really unusual for him during the night.
Yeah.
So we had quite a broken night. The other thing it might have been is this morning I took him for his monthly pain injection at the vet. So it might have just been that he was uncomfortable because his pain medication was obviously coming to an end.
Or the wild boars in the bottom field.
That's the other thing, yeah. Last night or this morning when I took the dogs out for a walk, I noticed there's lots and lots of wild boar prints on the bottom field, and it was obviously a family of wild boar because they're all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
The footprints.
Yeah.
So it could have been a whole number of things, but yeah, they were very unsettled last night, which is quite unusual, so we're both knackered.
Well, we're going to find out soon enough what's going on the bottom field, because about a month ago we were given a camera by a company called Renovation, which is like a security camera, and it's got a solar panel, a built-in battery, and it's motion sensitive, so it only starts recording if it sees motion. And so I'm going to be setting that up in our bottom field. I did actually have it set up a while back. I don't know if you saw in our video where we rescued Eddie from the well. And there was a little bit of that footage because we've got a couple of these little cameras dotted about, but so far I haven't been able to catch any wild boar action with it. So I'm not sure if I haven't set it up correctly or if I've put it in the wrong place.
You were saying you might need to change the sensitivity on the camera.
But yeah, it's a very cool camera. We wanted to test it out before we obviously showed it to YouTube, because we don't like to just take any old product and put it on there and go, hey guys, this is great. You know, we actually like to
indoors for a couple of times when we've been out, and Eddie has been indoors to watch him stealing things off the counter.
Exactly.
It's been quite interesting to
a naughty
to
dog.
See that.
Yeah. So so we're very impressed with it. And we've decided that we are going to do like a little bit of an endorsement on an episode. Not an endorsement, but we're going to show you guys what it's about, because
it's very good.
Yeah, I mean, years ago when I had my business, I used to have these IP cameras inside my warehouse, and they were absolutely terrible. Like, they would just work or not work or randomly work. And this thing is absolutely flawless. It works perfectly. I'm really super impressed with it. I want to get a couple on the farm, obviously, so we can look for wildlife and stuff. And yeah, hopefully we can use a lot more of that footage in future.
Yeah.
What else happened this week? I can't remember.
My residency.
Ah, yes. Yeah. So 3 years we've been in the country, and the border control guys.
Over 3 years now.
Yeah. So SEF, we're supposed to give us like a residency card, and it's taken them 3 years to get their act together.
All we've had is like a bit of paper with a QR code. It's got all your details and then a QR code. It's
like a paper version, but we've heard that people don't actually accept that. At some of the airports, people weren't getting let back into the country.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should hopefully get our citizenship cards.
Yesterday we went for the meeting where we get a photo taken and fingerprints taken. So we've had all that done. We need to wait 3 or 4 working days and then go back onto the website, pay for the card, and then send us a card, and then hopefully Bob's your uncle, and we'll have, although Bob's not my uncle.
No. And then we should have another 5 years of residency in the country before we have to renew the card again, which is pretty exciting.
Which means we have longer to learn Portuguese because it's difficult.
Well, yeah. I mean, like we had 2 years of trying to learn Portuguese where we were under like lockdown and stuff, which was quite difficult.
Anyone. Yeah.
So, how are your Portuguese? You're doing quite well with the lessons now.
No, I feel like, I mean, I'm having 2 lessons a week, and I feel like I haven't learned anything. It all goes in and then just goes straight back out again. It's very, very complicated. Yeah, it's been a very difficult language to learn. I'm like one of these people that I can't learn by sitting down and reading a book. I have to sort of learn practically. You're a kinesthetic learner. Yeah,
so like if I go to like the local pub or bar or something like that and speak to locals and stuff, then I kind of learn a few new words every single time I'm there, and yeah.
And I'm just not very confident speaking it. I feel embarrassed speaking it because it's so bad. Like in my lessons, I find it very difficult to get my mouth in the positions that they need to be for the rolling R's and the
I'm quite fortunate.
Syllables.
In South Africa we have a lot of rr sounds, so I can do all of like the R's and like different and different sounds and stuff like that.
But I'm going to keep persevering no matter how
Well,
stupid
we both
I
are.
feel.
Yeah, well, we both are, and it's one of those things that over time we will. I mean, I do actually have a very big vocabulary in Portuguese. It's just putting sentences together that I have a hard time with. Like with properties, I know almost every single word when it comes to a house and a property and a well and all of the different terminology for that. So I can actually find my way around, especially with like estate agents and stuff, just by mentioning what the word is and kind of pointing but we'll get there. And yeah, what else? Was there anything else? It's just been raining. It's been like raining for
it's just been a big
like 2 weeks.
Week really.
Yeah.
Just with weather and not feeling too bright and.
But speaking of weather, I mean, look at this now.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's like absolutely glorious. It's 19 degrees.
Considering it was frosty this morning, that's a huge change.
Yeah. So anyway, so as we said, it's been a little bit of a strange episode this week. We haven't really had time to actually do what we wanted to do, which was going to be the olive harvest. We're going to do a real visual treat with it, and so I hope you've enjoyed our little walk around the farm, and and we'll see you next week for another episode. I'm definitely going to be doing another City Life episode soon, but at the moment city tickets are so expensive. Well, not tickets, hotels. Like the cheapest hotel in Lisbon at the moment, which isn't a hostel where you actually get your own room, is about $100, and like a few months ago you could get places for like 50, 60. So I'm going to hold off for a couple of weeks until I can get a couple of nights in Lisbon so I can explore a little bit more again, and maybe Gina will come and join me.
Maybe we need to find a dog sitter.
Exactly. Yeah, cool. So thanks for watching.
Hasta luego.
Ciao.